Hello everyone! Today I want to show you how to make Teochew style pomfret fish with Beehoon for Chinese New Year. We usually have fish during Chinese New Year because it symbolizes good fortune and abundance. In Chinese, we say 年年有余, which means every year there will be surplus. So this recipe goes very well with pomfret fish. To me, pomfret fish is considered quite a luxurious fish, so we usually have it during Chinese New Year. This recipe is super simple, yet super delicious. It's savory, tangy, and you can taste the natural sweetness from the fish. So I hope you and your family get to enjoy this delicious dish during Chinese New Year. Here I have 500 grams of pomfret fish. When you're making steamed fish, you want to make sure that the fish is fresh, and you need to clean the fish thoroughly. All the scales should be removed thoroughly, and clean up the blood clots and the gills inside here as well. Then trim the fins. I mean, you don't have to do this. This is just a personal preference. And then I'm just gonna make a few slits on the body. First, you'll want to prep these mushrooms. You can either soak them overnight or at least for 2 to 3 hours until they become soft. These mushrooms have already been pre-soaked. Remove the stem and slice it thinly and set it aside. I'll also be adding these salted vegetables. You should be able to get it from the preserved vegetable section, or if you're not from Malaysia, then you can probably try the Asian grocery store. These vegetables are going to add that savory kick to this recipe. But I find using the whole bunch is a bit too salty, so I'm just going to use half of this. Wash it thoroughly. Then let it soak for half an hour. If you prefer the soup to have a really salty kick, then you can definitely add more. After soaking the salted vegetables, slice them thinly as well. And set it aside. I'm also adding some tomatoes. Slice it thinly and set aside. Cut the tofu into cubes and set aside. As I mentioned before, this dish is supposed to have a salty and tangy punch to it. So I'm going to add another ingredient, which is this sour plum. This is going to add the tangy flavor to the recipe. Use 3 to 4 sour plums. If you want it to be more tangy, sour, you can add more. Then mash it up to bring out the flavor. And remove the seeds. Soak 1 portion of beehoon until it softens and becomes pliable. Once it softens like this, it's done. As you can see, this recipe is very simple. All you need to do is just prep everything in advance and then just assemble it all together. First, add the noodles. Just spread it out thinly. You want the noodles to be at the bottom so that it absorbs all the flavors from the ingredients. Then you can add the tomato and the mushrooms. The salted vegetables and the sour plum. Okay, I forgot to show in the video. You'll want to place some ginger slices here in the fish belly, as this part is usually quite fishy. Then place the fish on top and add the tofu. Now, given that I'm adding beehoon to this recipe, I need to add some liquid as well. Add in some salt and some sugar. Then just pour the liquid onto the fish. My husband tells me that he prefers chicken stock to water. He says that it actually adds more depth to the flavor. But I find that adding water keeps the natural flavor of the fish. So it's up to you. You can try either chicken stock or water for this recipe. Once the water is boiling, steam on high heat for 10 minutes. Oh, smells so good. Use a chopstick to test. If you can poke through easily, it is done. Add some shallot or garlic oil. Then garnish with some spring onions and some chilies. Okay, I can't wait to try this. Okay, let me try this. So you'll instantly get hit with this savory and tangy punch. It's really, really delicious. So I hope you do try this recipe for Chinese New Year. Wishing you and your family Happy Chinese New Year! 新年快乐，万事如意，年年有余。For more exclusive and easy recipes, feel free to join my Patreon at patreon.com/RuyiAsianRecipes or my YouTube membership. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.